so I feel more professional.
Well, fair enough.
Did you start it?
I did.
Well, fuck, you didn't say anything.
Well, I just figured you should.
Welcome to Jam, guys. It's been a minute.
Exactly 1 minute. We're recording this right after the last one, but we're gonna post it
6
months later.
16 months later.
I forgot my water, dude.
You can have a couple sips of Coke that I have left in this can.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
There was only one sip.
There's exactly one sip. Here at Jam,
Oh, found two.
Here at Jam, we know what the fuck we're talking about sometimes. Anyway,
We took a break.
life
It was
gets
just too
tough.
stressful, man.
Life gets tough. Also, I do want to make sure I say real quick, Black lives do matter. And if you have a problem with that statement, not even the organization, just the statement, then you don't have to be listening to this podcast anyway.
Fascists are also kind of shitty.
Also, if you're a fascist, you don't have to be listening to this podcast.
There are maybe some good ones. Like, I think Francisco Franco, I think I've heard good things about him, but he's dead. So
I heard he had a monster cock, but
not because he was a fascist.
No.
That was unrelated.
Yeah. Fascism actually is clinically proven to shrink your cock.
Actually, it gets rid of one of your balls. I don't know if you knew this, but Hitler, he only had one, and it's because he was a fascist.
Yeah, it gets rid of one of your balls and it shrinks your cock.
It gives you a shitty mustache and
Yeah.
a temper.
Or a shitty tan. Anyway.
Or it makes you go bald if you're Mussolini.
Yeah, but welcome back. We're back. It also probably won't be every week like it was.
Life's a bitch, and so am I.
You can fucking say that again. You can say both of those statements again.
I will then.
I can also be a bitch.
Life's a bitch, and so am I.
Anyway, so the album... No, we gotta do our top 10.
Dude, it's been so long. I don't know how this works.
Yeah, we gotta do our top 10 first. Or do it...
How was your week? I mean, how was your 6 months?
Okay.
Tyler? That's what we started it off with.
You're right. Okay, so I quit my job. I guess I can say where it was now, because I don't work there anymore. Because while I work at
KFC?
places, yeah, I quit KFC. Because while I work there, I don't like to talk about it. But I used to work at H&M. I quit there. And then I had another job lined up, but it fell through, so I was just kind of adrift for a little bit. Actually, David, I didn't tell you this yet. I actually got a job at a landscaping company. Did I tell you about that?
You didn't tell me about that.
I got it for 3 days.
You got it for 3 days.
Yeah, and the reason why I was only there for 3 days was because the people I worked with were not interested in, like, teaching me what the fuck to do. They just like to get frustrated at me. And they were these two really big, muscular Hispanic dudes. And they just would not talk to me if they could help it. And I was
Are you sure you weren't at a porn shoot?
I might have been. Well, I would have enjoyed myself if I was there, but...
It might have been a CBT kind of...
Maybe, yeah. And they were just, like, they would, rip shit out of my hands when I didn't understand something. And, they would explain something to me, once. And if I didn't get it once, they would just do it themselves, and I'd just stand there. And I was like, this sucks. And so on my 4th day... So, you're supposed to be in at 7 every day. And the guy who was, in charge of my group or whatever routinely showed up at, 7:45. And on Saturday, I got, halfway to the fucking place, and I forgot my boots.
Your fucking boots?
My boots.
How do you forget your boots?
Because I was wearing shoes already.
Why didn't you wear your boots already?
Because I hate them.
You always are wearing boots, dude.
I know.
You're always wearing boots.
I know, I messed up. So I turned around to get them. And by the time I got back, it was 12:15. But I was like, if fucking...
Well, hold on. You were supposed to be there at 7, and you were...
Yeah, on Saturday, you come in at noon.
Well, you didn't mention that.
Yeah, see how I didn't mention that? It's because nobody fucking mentioned it to me, really. Anyway, I got told, twice. Nobody, made sure, nobody was concerned. Make sure you come in at noon tomorrow. It was just, the second time I fucking asked, and the guy was like, yeah. It was exactly like that. I was like,
what about the boots? Did they tell you about the boots?
Well, yeah, no. So I turned around to get my boots, and I came back, and by the time I got there, it was 12:15. And I'm like, if a motherfucker can show up at 7:45 every day, they probably won't even notice that I'm here 15 minutes late. And I go in, and there's nobody there. So I just left. I just turned. I was like, fuck this. I clocked in, walked around to the back. There's nobody there. I clocked out and left.
Sounds like a good time. Sounds like
It was horrible, dude. It was fucking awful. It
I
was
don't
the
know.
fucking worst.
I think I might have enjoyed
They
that.
were so mean to me. I was like, and the thing is, like, it'd be one thing if I was being a diva about it, but I was trying my fucking hardest and I was doing everything they were telling me to, and they would still get pissed off. The only cool thing was I got to drive a big ass truck. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, that does
It
sound
was
pretty
fun.
neat.
It was fun as fuck. Oh my
How
God.
big was it? Like,
It was huge. No, it wasn't huge.
Huge?
It was like a
It was
big
big?
pickup.
oh.
Well,
Well, that's still kind of.
and it had a trailer on it. Yeah, but it was like, but it was still like the wheel. Well, I can't.
The steering wheel?
The steering wheel was enormous.
How big? For our audio listeners.
For our audio listeners, it was about this big.
Imagine a steering wheel, but a little bit bigger. That's how big it was.
I'd say a lot bit bigger.
Well, maybe, yeah, a little bit bigger.
Um,
That's how big it was, though.
and there was no park, so you put
No
it
park.
in neutral, and then you got a big block
It didn't
of wood.
stop.
You just didn't stop. Yeah, you just didn't stop driving.
Someone had to be driving it 24/7, or else
Yeah.
they would
It was
crash.
funny because on my second day, the guy was just like, "You want to drive it?" And I was like, okay.
Boy, do I.
Oh yeah, and I also, this is important. Then we'll get to your week, David. So like,
My 6 months.
that's right. Yeah. So like, the guy, they would communicate with like hand gestures, but they
I thought
wouldn't.
you were going to say hand jobs. Like,
with
you
hand
sure
jobs.
this
Yeah, they
was
would
fucking...
communicate with hand jobs. It's my kind of
It
fucking
really
folks.
sounds like a porn shoot.
No, but can you imagine communicating with hand jobs? Jesus, it takes so long to fucking say anything, or so little, depending on. Anyway, what the hell was I fucking talking about? Damn
Hand
it.
gestures.
Hand gestures. So like, yeah, and they wouldn't explain it, so they would just like point at something for like, not even like point. They just like kind of lift their finger up like that, and I'd just look at them, and I'd be like, what? And they just do it again
Is it
instead
like-
of like using their fucking words.
Is it like Disney where like you can't point, you have to like kind of gesture? You know about that?
And then also, so here's the thing. So I'd be driving the big ass truck, right? And I'm trying to make sure that I don't fucking
bat.
run in, right, the bat. Trying to make sure I don't run into anything in this giant ass fucking tank. I'm driving down the road, and I'll ask him like which way to go, and he'd go. And I'd be like, yeah, it really fucking helps when my eyes are on the road. For all of you listening, he would just point. Instead of like saying right or left, he would just like point, and I'm like, my eyes are on the road, you motherfucker.
Well, that was your
and I
first
don't want to say
mistake.
I don't want to say his name, but I will say that I've met lots of Chihuahuas with the same name as him that I respected more.
So my week started off much the same way. I quit my job at the thrift,
Yeah.
and then I had a job lined up, and then it fell through. Actually, it didn't fall through. It's just in limbo. It's still technically, they could accept me.
Still
but
falling.
Yeah, it's still
It's not all the
falling.
way through.
Oh! But unlike Mr. Tyler, I have not worked at landscaping or
Don't.
or porn. What I did do was
hate it.
I signed up for Postmates.
I signed up for porn. How did that go? How's
Postmates?
Postmates go?
It was actually it was nice. It was decent money. The problem is Postmates is not very popular in this city
At all.
at all.
Nobody
So I don't know
gives a
why I
shit
didn't
about
sign up for
Postmates.
Grubhub. I was going to sign up for Grubhub, and then I just
DoorDash.
didn't. But I probably will anyways because I need money.
Or Uber Eats. Yeah,
Um,
dude, see, like, because my orientation, my next job is the 25th. It's currently the 13th today, I think.
12th. You literally, not the 12th, the 13th. Fuck.
Yeah, today's the 13th. So I have like a little stretch there where I'm not going to be having any income, and I'm like, fuck, I got to do something. So yeah, I know what you mean.
You should sign up for,
OnlyFans.
well,
I'll start selling pictures of my ass cheek.
start posting pictures of behind the scenes for the podcast. It's just us
us.
in a car.
It's not very interesting at all. Everybody's like, this fucking sucks more than actually listening to the podcast.
But you already got their money. That's where you get it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we were doing the OnlyFans situation.
Anyways, other than that, school started again, and it sucks because it's
Yeah.
COVID, and my college is a piece of shit bitch.
If
I'm
you
sorry,
need
I
to-
didn't mean to say the name of my college. I'm
Well, you
probably
can
gonna
bleep
bleep
that
out.
out. Yeah. but yeah.
Not that
go
I
ahead
don't care if they know where I go. I just don't want to be like talking shit about them.
And have
and
somebody like
my college.
be like at your school, be like, no, David thinks that we suck.
But anyways, they
You could probably also work it out if you have listen to the podcast, but or at least like a whatever. Anyway, what were you saying?
But they are making us have in-person classes, which
Dumb.
is stupid. It's so
Foolish.
they can get money. It's foolish.
I honestly think that the country should just shut down again, because countries that
The
did
country
do
never
that,
did shut down. That's the issue.
yeah, I think we should just like complete, and like I know a lot of people, this is like a controversial thing to say, which is the funniest fucking thing ever, but I think that we should just have another we should have just a complete lockdown for a couple weeks, because that's what like other countries have done, and they're literally like done with it.
And the thing is, people say like, oh, well, that's gonna hurt the economy. It's like, yeah, no shit, a fucking global pandemic will do that. No matter what you do, the economy's gonna get
also
fucked.
like,
but it will bounce back. That's what it's designed to do.
also like I kind of fucking don't give a shit about the economy if that means that like I'm just not okay with like sacrificing. How many is it? 200,000 people?
It's probably more than that, but
at this point, yeah. But last I saw in the news, that's fucking insane. Okay, we're getting into a weird area now. Should probably just get back to talking about music. But anything else you want to say about your week and shit, or about your school being dumb?
it's just dumb. I need to tell you something off podcast though. Actually, I can tell you right now. I'll cut it out. Which I have tomorrow. Someone just screamed.
That was some pretty deep, juicy stuff, dude. It sucks that our listeners don't get to hear any of that.
Maybe
cool,
if you paid for our OnlyFans, you would get to hear that.
tight ass shit. If we actually got a following, I would love to do like a Patreon or something. But
I'd rather do OnlyFans.
okay, yeah.
Can we do that? Can you upload? We'll just upload the video
I think
on
you
OnlyFans.
can. I think you can. Well, because I was talking to somebody with an OnlyFans for a little bit, and she said that
You're giving
she
too
was one
much
of the people-
information. You can't tell him she's a she.
yeah, sorry. They told me they were one of the people who told me that I should start one.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, and she was like, "Oh, you'd fucking you don't just have to do porn. Like, you can do other shit. It's just like, I guess it's just like Patreon, but I don't know anything
The
about
Patreon, isn't that owned by Elon Musk?
it. Is it? No, that's PayPal.
Same
think.
thing. Fuck Elon Musk either way. We're not gonna do Patreon. Come
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
We'll do
Okay.
OnlyFans. OnlyFans is probably owned by some Chinese government official, like TikTok or something. You know what I'm
I
talking
think
about?
TikTok itself is owned by one specific Chinese government official who's just like really good with kids and cell phones.
And spying.
Do you have a TikTok?
I do.
Dude, I still don't. Like, Dane and I have that one that we made, but it's on Dane's phone. I still do not have the app downloaded.
It's actually like got some really good content. I won't even
You know,
lie.
I'm not opposed to it at all. I just don't have one.
It's like Vine, but a little different. But you got to find the good content. You know.
Yeah, and honestly,
lot
like
of shit.
everybody that at this point, it's not even like cringy to say you like it anymore, because it used to be. But I genuinely, earnestly believe that it's a very good platform. I just don't have one, and I don't want one. I do not want one.
There's also like controversy because it is like owned by the Chinese government or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and they're sending their data in. But it's like fucking every other
So
goddamn
it's like
social
Facebook
media
and Twitter and
account you ever use.
Yeah.
And people like shit on Facebook, but like they use Instagram. Instagram is owned by Facebook. It's all the same thing, dude.
It literally says owned by Facebook when you open the fucking app.
Dude, people don't open the app. They never close it.
Oh, that was good. Ooh, that was good, David. That was good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, we will talk
You
about
ready?
music.
Ready for the show? So the album we did this week was
It is
Multiplication Rock.
Multiplication Rock by
Fuck, Bob Duro, Blossom Dearie, and what's the other guy? Gordy Taylor, something. Oh, I forget his name.
well, it's Schoolhouse Rock. That's what I was looking for.
That's what I should have said. But what's the guy's? There's like one more.
Listen, I
I'll
have
find
no
it.
clue.
I'll find it. I don't remember. Oh, it's right there.
But this was Tyler's album. From last 6 months, last half a year.
Yeah.
Half year.
The reason why I picked this album is because I grew up. What Schoolhouse Rock was like this educational shit.
He
for
can't
kids.
multitask. He's looking up stuff. I just want to let you know that we're only talking about the album to get the year, because we're going to talk about the top 10.
Yeah.
We haven't forgotten about the top 10.
Yeah, no, the top
didn't
10
forget
is
about
very
the top
important.
10.
Bob Duro. I just gotta find this. Grady Tate.
Grady
Bob Duro,
Tate.
Grady Tate, and Blossom Dearie. I didn't want to forget Grady, good old Grady. But anyway, yeah, it's just like, fuck. Okay, yeah. So that's what the album is, and yeah, let's go into the top 10. I'm sorry, I forgot the format. So that released. Oh, actually, September 9th, 1973.
Which is why we waited.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly. That's why we waited.
That's how we will be filming this from now on.
Even though this video is going to be uploaded like probably next Monday.
They won't care.
All right. So you want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, let's jump right in. Alrighty, so starting off at number 10, we
mate.
do.
It's the Beatles.
It's the Beatles. It's not.
It's an
I
inside
wish.
joke that nobody will get.
No, Malcolm, if you're listening.
That's for you, buddy.
So here I am. Come and take. Here I am. Come and take me. Al Green.
Parenthetically. That's a good fucking word. I love saying that word.
You know where I learned that word from?
Somewhere.
Link Neal from Rhett and Link.
Yeah, I don't remember where I learned it somewhere stupid. Actually, or it might have been high school. Never mind.
Did I teach you?
No, you haven't taught me anything.
That's a good point. So this is a good song. I like it. It's a very it's a groove. It is very groovy, but I wouldn't describe it as groovy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think groovy has a connotation of more like bass funk. This is like has a groove, but it's not like that. It's just like a nice kind of.
It's not soul.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
It's soul.
It's not what I think of as soul, because my mom listens to a lot of soul, but she listens to like Aretha Franklin, like early '60s soul.
It's a little quieter.
Yeah,
but it's still soul.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still in that sphere.
I do enjoy it. What are your thoughts?
This song is badass. I love this song. The initial, the ba 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 is, oh my god, dude. That is like, I feel like, like, I don't know how to explain this concept I'm about to say. Do you ever, I feel like I have like a bank in my, or like a safe in my memory of like audio clips that are like burned in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is one of them. The intro to this song is one of them that like, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. Mine are mostly filled with Beatles intros.
Yeah. But you know what I mean?
I do. I know what you mean.
And sometimes like you'll just be like chilling and you just kind of hum it to yourself because you just love it so much.
And then you're
not even like the rest of the song.
And then you immediately have to like seek it out.
Yeah, and not even like the rest of the song, just the intro. Anyway, but I fucking love this song. I think Al Green's voice makes babies.
So, and I'm trying to remedy this. I've never really been like a huge listener of more like funky or soul like kind of stuff.
I'll have us listen to an album like that or something.
Well, I've been trying to like remedy that now.
Yeah.
Like Al Green, specifically this album is on my list of things to listen to
What album
down the line. I don't remember, but I remember the album cover. But
oh, I didn't listen to that one.
Call Me.
I listened to one of his albums before.
It is on like my list of stuff to listen to. I just haven't gotten around to it a whole lot. But for my taste, I like personally I would probably like this song more if it built a little bit more and had more of a like horn emphasis, I guess. Like however, it's fucking badass, dude. That like electric piano and like the bass, dude, it's fucking good.
Dude, all pretty much any soul song you ever listen to, the bass line is going to be badass.
Exactly. It's fucking badass. It's a great song.
But you know what? I can get behind that. I still like it as is, but I can see what you mean. I think some songs, in order to be, because the song is 4 minutes and 16 seconds, and like if it was, we listened to half of it before we started talking. If it was 2 minutes and 7 seconds long, it'd be like perfect. With with like 2:30 with like a 30-minute like breakdown or something,
or 30 minute
breakdown.
Hey, some of the shit that I listen to does that kind of stuff.
I know.
I like it.
Yeah.
But anyways, still a fantastic song. I would give it either an 8 or 9, probably a 9 out of 10. Dope. Which leads me to my next point. I just want to say real quick, everyone fucking hates your rating system.
You know, I was actually about to say I'm going to stop being a jackass, and instead of doing the 2-3, I'll just do 1-2-3. But why does everybody hate my rating system?
Well, because a couple reasons. One, they don't understand it because they think it is the 1-2-3, and they're like, well, that means every song's gonna be a 2.
2-3 is between.
So here, let me offer a solution. All right,
I'm just gonna do 1-2-3.
How about you do 1-2-3-4-5, and you have the exact same thing? 2-3 is just 4, 1-2 is just 2.
No, because I just want to do 1-2-3.
But and Dane specifically said this. He said, but then every song is gonna be 2.
Who cares about what Dane thinks
I
of
do.
all people?
He's my boy. He's my
Dane
pal.
sucks.
He does suck. He's still my pal.
No, I love Dane too, but Dane's also just super critical of everything I say and do. Just kidding, that's not true.
I know this is coming from the guy who did not have a consistent rating
No, that's
system.
not true. That's not true. Who, from Dane?
Oh, yeah, Dane.
Didn't he just make something up every time anyway?
He eventually got, I think he did out of 10.
I don't
but-
care what that guy says. No, but I'll just do one. I promise I'll make it. Well, I guess I should.
In the
Actually,
end,
no, that does make more sense.
in
than
the
1, 2,
end,
3,
you
4,
do
5.
whatever you want.
The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 does make more sense because that's effectively the same thing.
In the end, you do whatever you want. It did not bother me. It bothered other people.
I think it's funny as fuck that it bothers people. Actually, that
I
kinda
do-
makes me want to keep doing it.
I agree, and I figured you would have that reaction.
You know, I didn't even think about that until just now.
Well, I did.
Well,
so.
see, the point. Regardless, this song, I gave it a 3, so it doesn't even matter for this one.
And that's out of 3, not out of 5. He did not change it yet.
Correct.
Just
I didn't change it yet. I'll let you know.
yeah,
Next up is Live and Let Die. Look at that album cover.
dude. We can talk about this real quick. What do you think of that album cover? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you wish it were better? Do you,
I love the idea that, okay, so for those
we're talking about Red Rose Speedway by Wings. Their second album, I
I don't
think.
know. So what it is it's Paul McCartney. He's wearing a black like kind of mock neck sweater.
He's tied up.
He's tied up.
Yeah, he's like being kidnapped.
What is that? What is he wearing?
It's like a cloak or something. They like tied around him.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just. To me, it just looks like he's wearing a sweater, and it says Red Rose Speedway, and there's like some kind of engine or something behind him.
I think it's a motorcycle.
It just looks like an engine. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a motorcycle. He's the thing is he's standing there in his nice sweater,
It's not
tied up in his sweater, and he's got a rose in his mouth. Like, and it's like the top of it. Like, he has the whole rose in his mouth. And I love the idea of Paul McCartney shoving an entire goddamn, like, thorny ass stem down his throat. I know that's not how they did it, but that's just fucking hilarious.
That is great.
Paul McCartney is a throat goat.
I hate this fucking album cover, and the
I think
reason
it's
why
okay.
is because it looks shitty. It's got awful like colors and stuff.
Doesn't really make sense.
Well, let me explain it to you, and you'll see why it doesn't fucking make sense because it doesn't look like
I can
this.
already see.
He's being kidnapped, and the nice sweater is like I don't know exactly what it is, but he's like tied up and he can't move, and the rose is stuffed in his mouth so he can't talk.
Oh.
That's what it's supposed to be. See how it doesn't look like that.
You know what the solution to that is? Fuck you. There.
Yeah. Well, he's got thorns all in his throat. That would hurt.
So he actually is supposed to have it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Stuffed all the way down. You know how funny that is? Deep throat this flower and put on this nice sweater.
I was at a record store and I saw an alternative album cover that was really nice. So you see the little.
The text is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was that blown up, and it was in like I think it was like red and gray, and the whole thing was like gray, and it had just that on it.
You know what would be dope?
It was
That's
fucking
cool
dope.
as fuck too. But you know what would be really cool is if it was like that in the sky and there were like clouds and he was standing in a field in his nice sweater, but he still had the rose in his mouth.
You keep calling it a nice sweater.
But you know what I'm saying?
I
Wouldn't
do.
that be cool?
It would be cool.
I might steal that because he didn't do it.
He didn't.
So
Well, he might. He might. He has.
he might. Yeah, you might hear it and be like, "Oh, you might. That's a pretty good idea." I don't know.
Paul, I
That was
know
a
you're
horrible British
listening,
accent.
Paul.
Jesus. Yeah, we know you love our show because we gave Ram such great reviews.
Anyways, so
Live and Let Die by Wings.
Live
What
and
do you
Let
think of
Die
this?
by
I think
Wings.
I already know what you fucking think of this song.
Well, what do you think I think of this song?
I think you hate it.
Yeah, I hate it.
Just
No.
kidding. No, you probably like it a lot. Knowing you're probably like, they have better stuff that should be more well known.
No, I think this is one of their best songs.
Oh, okay.
And it's fantastic.
I agree, though. I agree that's good.
I
I wrote this song fucks.
agree. So this song was, I believe, written for a Bond film.
Yeah, I do. I think it was called Live and Let Die.
It was.
Have you seen
I
that
said
one?
I said I believe that. I knew that. I have not seen it. I haven't seen any Bond movies.
Really?
Yeah,
I've
really.
seen like half of them except for the new ones. But when I was a little kid, I used to love them.
I've seen like scenes from one.
They're really cheesy and corny and stupid, but
I would probably love them.
they're so badass. They're so cool.
So this song's fucking awesome, and it was produced by George Martin, who was the
Hell
Beatles producer, and he's a god amongst men.
Yes, he
Well, he
is.
died, but he was a god amongst men. Now he's a god amongst gods. where he belongs.
Of course.
The fucking the way that they combine the orchestra and the rock like music,
It's pretty badass.
it's so cool.
It's pretty innovative and cool.
And this is like in the 70s. Like no one was doing this except for the Beatles in the 60s. but-
Exactly. Yeah, and it's a very I
This-
wouldn't say Beatle-esque, but you can
I
tell
would.
that. Okay, well then I guess I would. Yeah.
Here's what I'll say: if the Beatles had lasted into the 70s,
This would have been.
this
a good
would have
song.
been a song
Totally.
that they would have released.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But like, I mean, because the Beatles are a 60s band, you can't. This is not a 60s song. But if the Beatles were a 70s band, it would be Beatlesque.
I think that's
in my mind.
yeah. I
at
think
least.
that's why I said it. Not. Whatever, you get the point. Anyway,
I get
yeah. There's a reason that everybody knows this song. It's because it's fucking amazing.
Oh, I will say they fucking butchered this song by using it in Shrek the Third when the fucking Frog King died. They fucking played this song. It's like, dude, the
Really.
fuck?
Dude, I don't have any memory.
Shrek the Third is the bad one.
We should watch that.
We should watch the Shrek movies. My mom was watching Shrek yesterday, and I was like,
It's fucking good as
I was
shit.
fucking quoting the movie, and she got mad because I was like, "That's a nice boulder," and she was like, "You gonna do that the whole movie?"
That sounds like an exchange that you and I would have also.
Yeah, true.
Or you and Jake.
My point
Or
is,
you and Dane.
10 out of 10 in my book.
3. Yeah, I give it a
Fantastic
3.
song. So the next song is called Gypsy Man,
Which I
by
think gypsy
War.
is a slur. We're only going to use it in the context of this song. There's also another song on this list that says gypsy. If that offends you, I'm very sorry. We're only using it in the context of this song. I believe it's derogatory against the Roma/Santi people.
I honestly don't know.
I
know that
quite know either.
I know that Jimi Hendrix also said that word a lot.
A lot of people did, and a lot of people still do.
Um,
But I just want to make.
could you
clear.
imagine someone saying the N word and be like, no, I was just quoting To Kill a Mockingbird, and it
Uh,
was like,
why? I don't know why you're saying that. Like that hasn't happened to me.
has it? Has it really?
Not To Kill a Mockingbird, but like different things that say the N word. Yeah, and I just always just have a blank look on my face. I'm like,
Damn, I guess
that's an argument that I don't even like.
I guess
I'm not
you
even
can't
gonna,
imagine it.
I'm not even gonna. Yes, David, I'm literally a nigga. I feel like you forget that sometimes.
Was that in To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yes, it was that
Okay.
phrase.
Tom, what's his name? Tom
I
Robinson.
don't remember.
That's what his testimony was.
I'm a nigga, asshole.
I actually really like this song.
What are we talking about?
Gypsy Man.
No, I think it's pretty cool. It's got a nice, like kind of like plotting groove, like a dun, dun, dun. And it's long as fuck. But if
kinda-
you're like, if you just throw it on while you're doing something, it's got a nice groove to it.
It does.
You won't even notice it's so long.
Because this is kind of more my style in terms of like soul funk, kind of like.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Although ironically, I don't know. I don't think this is as good of a song as the
I agree.
Al Green song.
I agree.
Like by a long shot. But it's got a fantastic groove, and it's got a saxophone / harmonica / I don't know.
I don't know
it
what the
is.
fuck it is. Yeah, we were listening
I'm-
to it. I was like, I'm not sure what that is.
I'm pretty sure it's a harmonica. It sounds more like a harmonica than a saxophone. To me,
Well, let us know what you think.
leave your thoughts in the comments below.
Well, I always put the. I love how you pointed down. But anyway,
The Hispanic men are rubbing off on me
I guess so.
in a sexual way.
So
I shouldn't have said
that was amazing. I'm so happy you said that. Please, you better fucking leave that in the podcast.
I will.
Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. Go ahead.
You were saying about the harmonica, or I was, and then you were going to say
I
something.
just couldn't tell what it was. Cool.
It's a good song.
It's a good song,
It's a good song. There's not much to say because War is a fine band.
But you can't really go on for like hours talking about what they do because
Unless you're just talking about the groove still going on because it goes on for hours.
Exactly. And there's like cool parts where they like stop it. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I always put the playlist in the description, so you can listen along with us. Anyway, what I was saying was, yeah.
It's a good song. I give it probably an 8 out of 10.
So for all of you who get your panties in a twist, I'll give this song a 4 out of 5. But for all you OGs, it's a 2-3.
All you real fans,
Real
only
fans,
fans.
yeah. Oh, there's Oh my god! So the single version is 5 minutes long. The original is 11 minutes and 36
I
seconds.
told you that's probably the single version. We were listening to it and he's like, 5 minutes? I was like, yeah, that's probably the single version, and it is.
Okay, so honestly, it being 11 minutes kind of changes it, because it's like, at a certain point, you're like, God. But for the single version, for 5 minutes, it's cool. For 11 minutes, it kind of, for me, it gets a little grating.
I totally dig 11-minute songs. And even like 11-minute songs
Even
that are just like one groove. Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be like a certain type of groove.
It has to be good.
That's the type.
Yeah, it has to be good.
That's a certain type.
I agree with that, but 11 minutes is still kind of my limit with like just being the same thing, personally. But I...
You're wrong. And that's how opinions work.
But I respectfully disagree. But anyway.
No, it's fine.
All right, so next up is Touch Me in the Morning by Diana Ross. Just Diana Ross, no Supremes this time.
God damn it.
What?
I fucking literally when we were listening to it, I was like, "Hey, this sounds like Motown production."
Yeah.
That would be why. Even I don't know if they were technically like in the Motown scene, but they definitely had
I
that.
think they were at least in the scene. Well, I mean, like in that like sphere.
Yeah, they definitely had that sound. Because this has that sound, and I dig it, but it's one of those things where part of for me, I can only take so much of it. Which isn't to say that this is not a good use of it. This is a fantastic use of it.
I just know what you mean.
Diana Ross being a fantastic singer helps a lot, but the lack of backup singers hurts a lot, because that's the best part of Motown in my view, that and the bass lines. Either way, this is still a fantastic song. It's got a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, but I think it's worth it because the payoff is like this really cheesy. She goes, "Hey."
She sure does.
But like the bass line kicks in, they got a little, and it's just it's cool. And I honestly like, even though I was telling David, even though it's like cheesy as fuck, it's still something that I love, and I would probably do in one of my songs. So I think it's like corny, but you know,
it's corny, but like I like corn.
A good corny,
you know.
Yeah.
Cream corn is one of my favorite things. I haven't had cream corn in a long time.
Well, Thanksgiving's coming up, bud.
Thanksgiving is coming up. Isn't that weird? Feels like just
I wonder
yesterday
how it's
was
gonna
March.
work this year.
It's just not.
Yeah,
It's not gonna feel the same. 2021 better be a good year, dude. That's all I'm saying. Or else
probably won't be, dude.
Or else someone's getting punched. You know
yeah,
but
the thing is, like, things can't be like this shit, and then next year it's just like, all right, well, that sucked, but at least we're over it.
I don't know, man. 2019 was a good year, and 2018 was a bad year. Is that what it was? My years blend together.
2018 was all right for me. It was kind of a no year. 19 was actually pretty. 19 was like weird. It was really good, but it was also really bad.
19 was really good, and 2020 started out really good, and then it was like, hey.
Yeah.
Well, it started really good in my like personal life, and then it was like everything else was like, hey, we don't like that, and you know.
So what do you give this song?
Definitely, probably an 8. It's a 7 or an 8, leaning more towards an 8.
For you piss babies, I'll give it a 4.
He's calling you out, Dane.
Yeah.
You specifically.
I'll give it a 4.
And up next is
Number 6.
Louie, Brother Louie.
By Stories.
Are they one-hit wonder?
I think so.
Probably. Look at that album.
Their album cover is kind of neat.
Look at that. That's not a.
It's
that's
super
not a
70s.
That's like a prog rock album cover.
Yes, it is.
Bunch
Maybe
of
they're
boys
actually
with
a
long
prog
hair.
rock band. This is just one song.
That's
I
true.
kind of doubt it. But
We don't know.
Anyway,
we
it
cut it
starts
off
with-
right before it gets into like an insane solo.
Yeah.
And
it starts with a really cool wah.
dude, that's
wah
such a
guitar.
cool fucking thing. The like
Yeah.
echo and the wah.
Yep. It's pretty neat.
Wacko.
This song. So today, this song is a little culturally weird. It's a song about a white dude falling in love with a black girl.
Bro, it's Dane.
It's Dane. Yeah, we're really calling Dane out this episode.
Well, hold on, calling him out for what?
Just existing, just everything about him.
That's true. He does do that.
Yeah, and he does stink.
He's
Anyway,
a stinker.
I
love you, buddy.
But no, the song is cool. The song is really cool. It's got a really cool string line too, which is nice to hear in a rock song. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
It's very groovy, even though it's a rock song, which I That's the
why I
kind
like
of shit I fucking love.
Yeah.
I eat that shit up.
Yeah.
Breakfast and lunch and dinner. And
Yeah.
also an afternoon snack every now and then.
Post-midnight snack, brunch.
Well, I try not to do that. It's not good
Winter
for your health. But
Mecfist.
oh,
That's
you're going too far now.
Wait.
The fuck did you... Wait, Megfest?
I don't know what the M is for.
Magfest?
Magfest?
What
I was
is
trying
that?
to like mix Deckfest. That was what I was gonna say. It's dinner and breakfast. And then you got. Why do I keep wanting to say M? I was gonna say munch. Where the fuck does the M come from?
Munch. Munch.
Dude, when I was in elementary school, my friends and I were going through the line for pizza, and I said, "What if you said, thank you very much?" And the kid in front of me was like, "I'm gonna say that," and he said it, and I was like, "You fucking bastard." I think, and the best part is, I think the lunch lady just gave him like a dead stare.
Probably. When was this? It was like...
Elementary school.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I didn't know your
No, you
elementary
didn't know
school,
my
but
lunch ladies, but
elementary school lunch ladies are cold.
I would understand, dude. I would fucking be cold if I had to deal with that many goddamn children.
No, I'm not letting them off the hook, dude.
You're not off the lunch ladies. Anyway, this song is cool. There's not much to say about it other than that. It's just a funky rock song.
It's a very good song. The chorus is fucking great. The Louie, 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 Louie.
Yeah, it's cool.
Although I kind of hate that he says Louie, but at the same time I kind of love it.
Well, he says Louis first, and then he does it again. He says Louis, and then he does Louis again, and then he says Louis, you're gonna cry. So it's like, it's dumb, but the purpose is to make it rhyme, and it's like a cheesy rock thing, and for that I give it a pass personally. But it is kind of stupid.
I still like it.
Yeah, I still like
it's for me. It's either a 7 or 8, probably an 8.
For fuck's sake. Okay. See,
Listen, I know I'm doing the like what's the name? Anthony Fantano thing.
What?
He's like, or no, that's Anthony Fantano is like light or like decent 8.
I don't care.
Your Movie Sucks is who I'm thinking of. He does like it's either 6 or 7, probably 7, but it might be 6 on a bad day. Kind of thing.
Oh, he does that.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I also gave this one 4 for the Piss Babies, and a 2-3. But the thing is, like, see, the thing that sucks is like, I'm sorry if all my ratings are the same, but that's just the way I feel about the song. So I'm not gonna say this one is a 1 because it's not interesting enough. Like, the reason why I give all these songs decent ratings is because I like a lot of music.
Hey, you're not supposed to like this much music.
I guess not.
The police are gonna be here any minute
Yeah,
now.
you can't be a critic and like music.
For me, like, I've always fucking loved music. Well, that's not true. But once I started liking music, I've always liked music. It's such a dumb thing to say, but it's true.
Next up is We're an American Band by Grand Funk Railroad.
From America.
Grand Funk Railroad is like one of the best band names I've ever heard in my life, but they don't play funk, which really bothers me. That should have gone to a Motown band, you know. They do have good music though, so I'll give them a pass.
I have an album by them. Or, well, my mom used to have an album by them, and she gave it to me. I don't know what happened to it, but I didn't like it when I first listened to it.
What do you think of this song?
I like this song. It's not okay. It's too in the intro. It sets up a promise that it does not fulfill.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's a good way to put it.
I just came up with that on the fly.
That's a good way to put it.
It's just like this badass fucking intro.
The intro is really cool, yeah.
I think there's like a cowbell or there's something, some cool percussion thing going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, that's so cool. And then it's just like, the rest of it's like a kind of generic like 70s rock song.
And
which
it's a
is
good song.
Yeah,
there's
it's still
nothing
good.
like super exciting about it, I guess. And there's like a solo. There's a guitar solo, but it's weird. It just kind of sounds like out of place.
It sounds like Green Day at first, and then it goes to like generic like.
Yeah, that's the thing is like shredding is impressive, but the thing is like
You gotta earn it.
you gotta earn it, and also like there comes a time where shredding just sounds like and it's like I can't even really appreciate that. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's just like when the notes are coming so fast that you can't like really hear all of them, and you just hear like a damp towel of notes like being shook out at you. It's like
That being said, this is still a great song.
Still a
like
good
it
song,
still
yeah.
hits that threshold of like being a at least decent song. There's not much to say about it though. Did you have anything else?
no.
to add?
I like the intro is sick as fuck. It's just a good little dirty rock song.
Yeah, it's like, is it like Southern rock, I guess, is what it would be?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Dane would know. Too bad we can't ask him.
Yeah.
I almost said rest in pieces. That wouldn't be a funny
Rest
joke.
in pieces.
We gotta rank it. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I'm just not gonna get an 8. It's not good enough for an 8.
It's on the cusp of a 2-3. It's either a 2 or a 2-3.
For piss babies, can you
Fuck the
translate
piss
that?
babies, dude.
You hold on.
No,
You just
figure
said
it
fuck
out.
babies. Now I don't want to start
No, I
anything.
said fuck the piss babies. Piss babies aren't. Babies can't be piss babies. A piss baby is.
I'm pretty sure all babies are piss babies. They just
No,
piss
but
themselves.
yeah, but that's not what a piss baby. Like a piss baby doesn't actually have to piss themselves. It's just that they're being pissy about. They're being pissy babies about something. Babies can't actually be piss babies because they don't. All they do is pee and.
Up next,
Rose me like a rock.
by Paul Simon.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Simon.
Rocks don't love. They just sit there and do nothing.
I've
I've had a pet
Simon
rock.
and Garfunkel.
Speaking of rocks, David, I want you to reach. We see what that napkin is.
Mhm.
Pick them up.
Okay. Now what?
Now pick up the other napkin.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
Now do you see them in there?
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
a
you can
badminton.
have one, buddy.
I have
No,
yeah, this one.
rocks, you dumbass.
This is a rock.
Fuck you.
It's just a weird shaped rock, dude. Fine, I'll take your rock.
That's from the shores of Lake Michigan.
I like it.
I
Thank
went to
you. I
Michigan.
appreciate you as my friend. They have not Paul Simon, but Simon and Garfunkel had a song called I think it's called I'm an Island, but it's like I am a rock, I am an island, and it's a good song. But this is not. Well, it's an okay song.
I don't really like this one that much. The harmonies in the start are really cool, but the rest of it is just kind of.
It doesn't go anywhere, and it's this like oompa bass is like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
and it's like
and it's a guitar and like I think maybe some hand claps in there, and then some harmonies, but it doesn't go anywhere.
here's what I'll say. It sounds like the album cover looks, which is
disjointed and weird.
yeah. The album cover. The album is
can you
There
even
Goes Ryman Simon, which
Can't
is
even describe that album cover.
I'm not going to,
Yeah,
and
there's
I
just way
choose
too
not.
much. There's just way too much shit
It's.
going on.
I'll tell you, it's not good. It's a good album name. There Goes Ryman Simon,
It's
dude.
kind of cool, yeah.
But not a great song.
For the Piss Babies, I gave it a 3. Because it's still like, it's got a decent like groove. Like I can listen to it. It's just nothing that I like.
In my memories, you said 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying full attention.
You're
I thought
thinking
you
of the
just said
OG.
3.
You're thinking of the OG 3, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
You just talk shit about the song for the whole time you're listening to it.
I'd give it maybe a 6. Maybe. I could probably listen to it, but I won't choose to. Isn't everything gray to you?
Yeah.
The next song is
Say, has anybody seen My Sweet Gypsy Rose?
by Tony.
Dawn and Tony
Or
Orlando.
Dawn? Dawn and Tony
I don't know
Orlando.
which is which. There's 3
I'm
people on the
pretty
cover, so I'm kind of confused.
I'm pretty sure Dawn is. Well, I'm pretty sure Tony's the middle guy. Dawn's
So
the one
Dawn
on the
must be
left.
like the band or something, right?
Well, Dawn's the one on the left, and the Sweet Gypsy Rose is the one on the right.
Okay, sure.
This song's fucking awesome.
It's pretty cool.
The title of the album is Dawn's New Ragtime Follies, featuring Tony Orlando, and I don't think this. I guess this is ragtime. Ragtime usually doesn't have words in it.
There's like a saxophone and trombone solo.
Yeah,
That sounded pretty ragtime.
That's 100% ragtime, but and like the structure of the song and the feel of the song is pretty ragtime.
It's just that it's got vocals.
Yeah, which I fucking love, by the way. Ragtime is one of my favorite genres.
Yeah.
And the next 3 albums I suggest will all be Scott Joplin albums, which he didn't have, but I will make them. Anyways, just kidding. But I fucking love this song. What do you think?
Okay, so after we listened to this song, I showed David, which I think you'd already heard it, but I showed David this song called Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree, which is also by Dawn and Tony Orlando, and it also sounds like exactly like this song, but I like the other one better.
I like this one better. I like the instrumentation better.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the other, but I also heard Tie a Yellow Ribbon first, so that might be part of the reason why I like it better. But also, like, this one is still pretty good. It's funny though. It's a song about a guy being sad because his dog is a dog. It's a song about a guy being sad because his girlfriend became a gypsy, I guess, which I don't know how the fuck that works, but in the chorus he says she's got rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. And it's like, dude, it sounds like your girlfriend just got hotter and you got pissed off about it.
You know what? Ragtime does have vocals because of fucking hello my baby, hello my darling, hello my ragtime girl.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic song. I give this song. Is there more to say? I feel like there's not much to say. It's just badass. Also, I'm quite partial. That dog is peeing on a sign that says no parking on grass.
Well, it doesn't say no peeing.
It doesn't. I just
yeah.
Narrating my field of vision. What was I saying? Oh, I'm quite partial to trombone, being a tromboner myself.
Yeah, there's a trombone and saxophone. What would you call that?
It's a soli, I guess.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say, but I don't know if that's the right word.
I don't think it's technically a solo.
Yeah, I thought a soli was like when you play together.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. It's a three-way or two-way solo or something like that. Basically, it's just fucking badass, and they're all playing the same thing, and they're improvising together.
Could you call
That's what it's called, group improvisation.
Oh, I thought you might have been able to call it maybe like a saxophone trombone feature.
Mm-mm.
No,
Not possible.
No, it's...
The English language doesn't allow that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I fucking love this song. 8 or 9 out of 10, probably an 8. As much as I just said I love it, it's not a 9 in my mind. I think
for the OGs, I gave it a 2.
For the real ones.
So for the Piss Babies, it's a 3. So I like it, but that's about all I can say about it. Like, I don't like love it. I think it's good. It has merit. It's catchy. It does everything a song needs to do, but it's not like, one of my favorite things.
It's definitely more my style than yours.
Yeah, probably. We even got it.
I'm gonna leave that in there.
Yeah, we got it.
Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye, baby. Pure sex magic.
Good song. Next song? Just kidding.
Just a slick groove the whole time. Not bad. But I'll be honest. I'll be honest. The first 30 seconds, like, I'm good. That's the whole song for me.
It is a little overplayed as well. You know what? At the thrift store, they played this song, but it was a cover, and it was awful, dude. They didn't even get the, intro, guitar riff right. Is that a guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't even get that right.
Crazy.
And it was so bad, dude. So, it was bad. It was just so bad.
Yeah, so, all you need of this song is, the first minute, and then after that, it's just kind of okay. It's very enjoyable for the first that time, but
how long is this song?
It's 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
It's a bit long, but you know what? Marvin Gaye is a fantastic singer.
And see, the thing is, I don't mind songs being that long when I feel like the music still has more to say, whether there needs to be more lyrics or places that the music can go. But since this song is just a groove the whole time, it's just kind of for me. It's still I can recognize it's a good classic song that everybody knows and everybody should know, but I don't think it's one of the best things in the world, personally.
Well, that's where you and I don't differ.
Oh.
I agree. Although I think I like it more than you, because I like the longer, groovier stuff as well. Well, I shouldn't say groovier, but the longer, just one groove kind of thing as well. I give it definitely an 8 or 9. Probably a 9.
I'm gonna give it
not a 9, it's an 8.
I'm gonna give it a Piss Baby 3.
Up next,
number 1.
This is number 1 already?
Yeah, number 1.
Well, it deserves number 1. This is
The album cover is kind of lame. She looks like she's upset. She looks like she's are you gonna fucking take the picture or what?
Dude, she looks like the fuck. Oh, I can't make that joke, but I'm going to anyway. She looks like she made this in Oregon today, which is sad, dude.
You can make that joke. It's okay.
Well, you're right.
It's not offensive.
It's fucked up.
I thought you were gonna say something racist. Whoa! No, but anyway.
Racist against the Oregonians.
Against the Oregon sky. It's like a sepia. It's burnout. But it's funny because the pose, she's got one arm down and she's got one arm on her hip, and she just looks annoyed.
She looks badass though.
You think so? I think she just looks. She looks like a lady at H&M who I told that the object Jesus, that the thing didn't ring up on sale, and that's the exact look that white women give me.
She looks like either that or some dumbass man is hitting on her and she's just fucking fed up with it.
That too. In that context,
did that pass the Bechdel test? What we just said?
Which one?
Anything. This entire podcast.
Do you know what no? Because David, the Bechdel. Do you know how that works?
Is it? It
This
have to be
podcast
between
literally,
women?
yeah.
Okay.
There's literally no way this podcast could pass it unless we both transition.
Fuck, we need women on here.
Yeah, we do. We need 2 other women, and they need
names.
they need names, and
and
they need to talk for
about
longer than
not
a minute about not
a man.
Not a man. Yeah.
Does
So,
the
I mean, if
song
we had-
pass the Bechdel test?
If we had 2 girls, I don't.
Is there another woman in here? Probably in the background.
Well,
vocal.
Delta Dawn is the like the subject is Delta Dawn is like a person.
But is it a man?
What's that? No, it's a woman.
Boom! That's why this
That's
hit
what
number
the song
one.
is about.
The Bechdel test.
Fuck you. No, this song Delta Dawn is like a girl.
Dude, I don't know these things. I just
Have you listened to the
music
Okay, yeah, I guess.
for the most part. I try to be better about the lyrics.
Anyway, it's catchy, it's swanky as fuck. It's very gospel.
It's very gospel.
It starts with like beautiful chorus. It's awesome. This song is awesome.
This song deserves the number 1 spot.
Sure.
It's good. It's a good listen. You should listen to it.
What do you think? Rating?
I don't think I can go all the way to 10 for the song, but it's definitely a 9.
I gave it a 2-3 for the OGs, yeah. So I agree. I think this song is pretty good.
Cool. So introduce your album, Tyler.
Okay, so my album was Multiplication Rock. And okay, so what it is
It's by Schoolhouse Rock, which I think will most people know what that is.
Americans at least I would
Well, I would think
assume.
I was talking about anything else.
Right? Yeah, it's a whole world.
America, baby, we're number 1 in I think police brutality and I think
Racism
prison.
and school to prison pipeline, just everything that could be wrong about a country.
I think we're
Not
number,
everything.
I think we're number 4 in obesity, and number 1 is American Samoa.
Really?
Yeah,
Probably because all the fat people move there. I cannot.
dude, I hate fat people. If there's one thing, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were being serious for a second. I was like,
Dear fat people. Who was that?
I was like, damn.
Was that
I
Tana?
don't fucking remember. I don't give a shit.
Whoever it is.
I don't remember who it was. So.
I'm putting up my middle
Yeah,
finger.
fuck them.
As if she's listening to the podcast, which
yeah.
she probably is.
Yeah, everybody listens to this podcast. Okay, so what it is Multiplication Rock was like this educational thing that aired on NBC, and I want to say the 70s.
Well, this was released in 73, so probably?
So yeah, so
60s
probably,
or 70s?
Yeah, 60s, 70s. Maybe like late 60s, early 70s. But anyway, and what it was, they were just catchy little songs. They had ones that taught you multiplication. They had ones that taught you American history. They had ones that taught you like phonics and words and shit. And the reason why I picked this album is because, which I probably should have told you this the first time, is because, so here's the thing, is like, it's for kids. And it's kind of like cheesy and admittedly very hard to listen to at certain points, because first and foremost, this album is to teach you how to do multiplication. However, the music under it, personally, I think is pretty catchy, and I also have a very deep nostalgic connection to it. And to me, this song it's almost like going into an antique mall and finding like a tin or something from the 70s that's like really weird and like could not have come from any other place in the 70s, and that's why it's interesting. And that's why I picked the albums, is so that we could kind of just be like, what the fuck is this thing that happened? But yeah, Multiplication Rock, Schoolhouse Rock.
Now, did
Rock.
your teacher? We went.
Oh,
to,
sorry. It originally aired on ABC, not NBC. Sorry, from 73 to 84.
How you mix up your A's?
Dude,
and
I literally
N's,
could have
dude?
just looked down and read. I thought I knew what I was talking about.
We went to the same school. We're only a year apart. But did your teachers play like a decent amount of Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah, I think I heard it in school. I know my parents really liked it. I think I had like the VHS tapes because my parents grew up with it, if I remember correctly. Actually, they might have been a little bit. Well, they
were
definitely
probably
saw it
too
on
young
TV. No, I think they were
see
too
it.
old because my dad was born in. Well, no, so my dad would have been like 8 or 9. So yeah, they grew up with it. Anyway.
I guess yeah.
Um,
Well, my parents, they don't tell me about this stuff. Well, they do, but I should say they did not tell me about Schoolhouse Rock, so I don't think they were like super into it. But
I feel like everybody knows like some of the, especially like the American history ones. I know a lot of people like. What's the fucking one?
there's one where it's about a bill. And it's like,
I'm just a
a
bill.
bill.
Yeah, I watched that in government.
yeah, I watched that one in government. I
AP
watched
government.
Conjunction Junction in English.
That's
that
your
one.
function.
Those are the only two I think I ever saw in school that I
And
can
those
at
are
least
honestly
remember.
pretty catchy. That's the thing
Those are
is
both
like
great.
that's the thing is like for this album I think and for Schoolhouse Rock in general, half of them are like really catchy songs that almost stand up on their own, and then half of them are like you cannot listen to it on its own. if you watch it, and the thing is, they all had like animated videos that make them so much more enjoyable to watch. But because of my nostalgic connection to them, I think that some of them still have merit listening to them by themselves. Anyway, let's just fucking jump right into it, baby. Okay, so the first one, oddly enough, the first one is called Elementary, My Dear. It's about
the number two.
Which
that's something that does bug me about this album, because why is it not in order? It's mostly in order.
It's all in order. So it goes. There's the first song is number 2. The second song is number 3. Like, it's a song about the number 3. The third song is a song about the number 4. The fourth song is a song about number 5. The fifth song is a song about the number 0, and then after that, it's in order.
So like, why? Okay, I
so
get
0 should have been 1,
well,
and
yeah,
then it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that does bother me. Oh my god!
They didn't have to write a multiplication song about 1. I mean, they could have. It would have been fine. But like,
fuck.
That
does
dude?
bother me. Damn, that was a good. I didn't even.
It's
realize
irredeemable. This album sucks. Just kidding, but I don't like that aspect.
For that reason only, this album stinks.
Anyways, this song, Elementary.
What do you
My
think of
Dear,
this song?
I actually really, really like this song.
Really?
At least in the context of the album, the full album, because it's just catchy, dude. The fucking like.
Dude, honestly, I think the intro is beautiful. Bob Duro's voice is amazing. It's very. It's like kind of smooth.
It's perfect for
this kind of music.
Like consoling a child. Consoling is not the right word, but like for like speaking to a child or singing to a child.
Totally. It's so many tripods in the back of my car.
This song, and this is going to be consistent throughout the album, so I won't say it a lot. If this had like normal lyrics, I would like this song a lot, because it's got a nice fucking.
I would agree with that, honestly. In every.
It's so good.
Yeah. No, if you haven't ever heard Schoolhouse Rock, give it a listen. It's just an interesting fucking relic. But anyway,
oh, my keys! Why'd you steal my keys?
Just gonna get in here for a second.
Look at my little Coke bottle. You seen that before?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck. I feel like there's not much. So it's a song about. It starts with like this intro where he's singing about Noah. And, like, building an ark and shit, because in the video it's like Noah building an ark, and like the twos are like animals walking, and like the animals will walk in by 2, because it's like he needed one of each animal so they could, or he needed a couple of each animal so they could fuck.
So do you know Gus Johnson?
Maybe.
He's a YouTuber.
Maybe.
He has a video. He has like a series about like God or whatever. Like he's a comedy guy. He does commentaries as well, but. He has like him and his brother Sven are like just like normal people living in like
LA or
early in the early God yet times, and his other younger brother Thor plays God, and he was like on the roof and he had like a garden hose and he was just like fucking spraying the fucking ground with water. He's like, "Hey God, what you doing up there?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just flooding the world." It's fucking funny, dude.
That's funny.
I'll show you it.
That's really funny.
Go check out Gus Johnson and Sven Johnson. I don't think Thor Johnson has a YouTube channel, but if he does, check him out too. They're fucking great. That and Eddie Burback, they're all great. Check him out.
I've heard of him.
They watch our show, so.
Yeah, they all listen. They're all friends of the podcast. Anyway, yeah, there's not much else to say about that song. Like I said, the intro is fucking beautiful.
Except for the kid that talks. Fuck, I hate kids, dude.
Yeah.
I actually kind of do hate kids. If you're a kid, go away.
Yeah, don't. Well, we say fuck. What are you doing listening to this show? Go watch Bob the Builder or whatever.
Kids say fuck now, dude. Bob the Builder says fuck.
Yeah. I can't even remember it. I was going to make a Bob the Builder joke, but I don't.
Builder,
fuck!
Can we fix it?
Shit, it's broken. We better call Bob the Builder. Anyway, I feel like that's about. He's like, "What the fuck did you do to it?
What the fuck is going on here?"
What the fuck is? Do you have anything else to say?
No, I do like the concept of talking about Noah's Ark, because that's a. Well, I'm not gonna get into religion, but that is certainly an interesting
thing,
concept. Sure. I'm gonna do 2 ratings for each song, because in my mind, there's
your first rating and then your rating after you kind of understand it.
Well, no. No, the 2 ratings are like, okay, so this is educational music, so I feel like it's almost lesser. Not in any like meaningful way necessarily.
Because the lyrics, most
they
of them
leave a little
really
to be desired.
Yeah, they didn't really like, and a lot of times, like, sometimes the music like a certain musical lick will play just so that they can make lyrics fit, and it's really weird. It happens on the album a lot, and it's really weird. But sometimes it's cool because they work it in really well. Sometimes it's like you obviously just did that so you could say 6 times 6 is 36. So like, you know.
Yeah.
So I definitely
So the first rating will be like an album rating, and then the next, as in this, in context of this album.
That makes sense.
And then the next one will be like in the context of every album.
Of like your brain. So
my
basically
brain,
like the first one is like understanding that this is a educational album. The second one is this is how I really feel.
If this was just like someone was like, dude, you gotta listen to this.
Yeah. Okay.
He was like, listen to this hit song that just came out.
Elementary, my dear, by
Bob Durley. Duro. Sorry. I would so the first rating I would give it probably a 9.
Out of the context of the album.
This is one of my favorites. But in the context of the real world, probably a 7. I would still.
I thought you were gonna
probably
go lower.
add it to my album.
Really?
Or my playlist, not my album.
See, I think like at least like having at least like one of these songs on your playlist, it's just like a interesting little fucking thing, you know, when it plays and you're like, hey, there's that song.
I kind of pride myself, and not like I don't try to be like boastful about it. I don't know if I am, but I pride myself on having like a very diverse music taste, and my playlist, which is like 2,000 songs or more, has like every fucking genre. So, fuck it, kid songs. I mean, Yellow Submarine's a kid song.
Pretty much.
Of course. Well, here, I'll just real quick. The lyrics to Yellow Submarine in my mind are like what I would want out of this album.
Dude, we should, when I turn 21, I'm going to start playing a game where every time you mention the Beatles, I'm going to take a drink.
You're going to die.
Probably. Anyway, what were you saying?
But the Beatles' first goal was not to teach children. It was to entertain children, and it was just to have good music.
See, this one is definitely the first priority of this song is to teach you how to multiply by 2. Which honestly, also, if you're bad with your multiplication tables, this shit helps.
Does it?
I think so.
I'm not bad at my multiplication tables, so I wouldn't know.
God awful at that.
What's your rating?
Oh, I gave it a what is it for the Piss Babies? I gave it a 2. So no, I'm sorry, I gave it a 3 for the Piss Babies. Honestly, though, okay, I'll do what you did too. So in the context of the album, it's still like mid-range. I think this is one of the lesser songs. So in the context of like all albums, it'd be like a 4 out of. No, I'm sorry. Jesus Criminy. It'd be like a 2 out of.
It goes
what
up.
What the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah. So it's just better than all the other shit. In the context of the album, it sucks. But anyway, it'd be like a 2 out of 5 because I just think this one could be better. But yeah. Next is 3 is a magic number.
Which, goddammit, you know what?
Let me tell you something.
It is.
My birthday is January 3rd, so I kind of have this weird spiritual, with air quotes, connection to the number 3. I see it as like my number, so that makes me like this song. But also, this song is just fucking awesome.
My birthday is May 15th, which is 5/15, which is if you take 5 and multiply it by 3, you get 15.
Oh yeah, wow.
Which doesn't mean anything, but I think this song's cool.
This song's awesome.
I like it. It legitimately makes me believe 3 is a magic number.
I know, yeah. It's just got this like quality about it. It's just got this weird, airy, otherworldly quality about it, but it's still very grounded, and it's just
magic.
Yeah, it's just so catchy.
If I had to use one word,
and yeah,
it'd be rainbows.
This is one of those songs where like I would definitely like it more if it was with a different lyrics, but honestly, even with these lyrics, I still like it because the music is just they just go together so well.
I think this might be my favorite. You were saying this was your favorite. I think this might be my favorite as well.
This is my favorite.
It's definitely top like 3. Just kidding. I fucking hate this song.
And the whole album.
Yeah.
And me.
Well, me. You're fine.
My
point is,
rate it. Or are you there yet? Or are you still?
I don't. There's the thing is like there's when he starts like listing things that come in 3s, that shit gets me, dude. That emotionally drains me in a good way.
Yeah, and like I know what you mean. It's weird. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's like he just starts listing. Every triangle has 3 corners. He says something like that, and then he says something about a man. He says a man and a woman had a little baby. Yes, they did. They had 3 in the family, and it's just so peaceful and calm. And also, there's like a lot of background vocals, and it just all blends together so perfectly. This song does.
I give it, in the context of the album, I'm gonna give it the coveted 10 out of 10.
Nice.
than the real world, where music isn't solely...
fucking like that. Yeah.
It's a fucking 0, dude. No, it's probably an 8.
Still a damn
I don't
good
think
song.
it's a 9.
Still a
it's
damn
close
good
to a
song.
9, but it is an 8.
I'll be honest.
I should say 9 because it's divisible by 3, but
Yeah, you should. I'll be honest. Yeah, the rating, in the context of the album and in the context of my brain, this song gets the same rating. It gets a perfect 3 for the OGs. I fucking love this song. This was one of the ones that I really remember liking a lot when I was a kid. This one, not only is it good, but I think this one might be one of the ones I have the strongest nostalgic connection to. So, admittedly, I have some nostalgia goggles on, but I still think this song is fucking killer.
All right, I'm gonna say something controversial.
Go ahead.
Doesn't 8 feel like it should be divisible by 3?
No, but you know what? I think 13 should be divisible by 3.
To me, 8 feels like it, and I think it's because you can put a little 3 in 8. So it's like, well,
oh yeah, I remember.
Take the 3 out and you go 2 little lines.
Do you remember that? In elementary school, kids would be like, "What's 3 plus 3?" And you'd be like 6, and they'd be like, "No," and they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, you dumbass? We just learned it in school yesterday, you fucking dumb piece of shit." And they'd be like, "Look," and then they draw a 3, and then they draw backwards 3, and they'd make an 8, and they'd be like, "It's 8," and then you'd be like, "No, you just drew a fucking 8, but you did it in 2 parts, you dumbass."
No, I don't remember that.
That never happened to you?
It
Kids would do that
did,
to me.
but I don't remember it.
And then they'd be like, "What's 2 plus 2?" And you'd be like 4, and they'd be like, "No, it's
fish."
It's fish. And you're like, "Shut the fuck up!" Oh my god.
What's 1 plus 1?
You're so annoying. What was
It's
that?
1. You just strut on it. It's 1. The Four-Legged Zoo.
It's fuck. Oh my
not
god.
great.
I don't like this one.
It's not great.
Even as somebody who would fight for this album, I do not like the Four Legged.
When Bob Duro is singing, well, he doesn't really sing. He kind of just
talks. Yeah.
It's the highlight of the song.
Yeah. So there's a choir of kids, but they're not singing. They're just talking, and they're all out of tune. And some of them are talking very aggressively, and it sounds annoying.
Kind of scary.
Just sounds annoying.
It's like Codename Kids Next Door, the evil boys. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where they all talked at the same time.
But they were cool. Well, they were creepy, but in a cool way.
But this is just annoying.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
And who cares about the number 4? You don't need your times 4 table. What are you going to use that for?
4? Come on, dude. Give me a good number 3 or 5.
Exactly. Those are probably the best ones. The best ones.
I would say 1, 2, 3, and 5 are the best numbers.
I'm quite partial to 7, as I think
7's pretty good too.
It's definitely underrated.
Absolutely.
In a way.
I would say the top 5 are 1, 2, 3, 5, 7.
Top 5 numbers.
Top 5
number 5
numbers, baby. Number 5 is 1. Anyway,
I think 0 should be in the top 5, maybe.
0 is a good ass number.
0 is my hero.
Oh, a little foreshadowing.
Oh wait, it's not a callback yet because they didn't put it in the proper sequence.
Yeah, it should be a callback. Anyway, I don't like this song. It's a march. The music is it's just kind of silly and boppy, and it honestly. Okay, well, that's all I have to say.
It's a kid's song.
Yeah. What's your rating?
In the context of the album, I give it I think a 4. Which is poetic injustice in a way.
It's funny.
In the context of the real world, I might give it a 2 because I really don't like it. I don't want to listen to it.
Okay, for the Piss Babies, yeah, I think I give it a 1 in both. I don't like it. Okay, for the OGs, maybe not.
That would still be a 1, right?
Yeah, that'd still be it's still 1. I really don't like this. I don't like this song. With the music video, it's a little better.
Yeah, the video is a little entertaining
because it's just kind of silly and fun. Yeah, but as for the song itself,
isn't there 11 coyotes and you're like that's 44 or something like that?
Yeah, there's a part where he goes.
Yeah, that's the highlight. If
really
it was just that, I'd probably give it a 10. In the real world, I might even give it a 15.
It's just that for 3 minutes.
It doesn't have to be 3 minutes. It can be 3 seconds, baby. I'm satisfied either way.
Nice. Well, it should be 4 seconds because it's the 4.
What?
Number 5 is called number 4.
Fuck, dude. God damn it, because now you're making me want it to be that way.
It's called Ready or Not, Here I Come.
So the beginning of the song, so the plot of the song.
Yeah, there's a plot to this one.
They're playing hide and seek, and that's, that's it. It's not very deep.
I think it's kind of well done for that.
I think it's
the
concept
well done.
I
think the concept is good, yeah.
The problem is, there's this fucking kid that didn't hide. So Holy shit. Bob Duro, it is him, right?
Yeah.
He goes, all right, I'm going to count to 100 by fives. And when I'm done, make sure you're hiding.
Be hidden.
And he gets to 100 through fives. And he goes, if you're not hidden, say I. And some kid goes, there's like a little bass like riff or whatever.
And then he goes, ah. It's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
But fuck that kid, dude. Could you imagine playing hide and seek and you're just like...
And it's that kid. Everybody knew that kid. It's fucking that kid. Like, everybody knows what's going on except that kid, and you've explained everything to him.
It's hide and seek, dude. There's
just fucking
there's two
hide,
things, and
dude.
it's in the name. You hide, and then I seek. You don't even have to hide, or you don't even have to seek.
You're doing the easy part. What do you mean I fucking... Jesus, kid.
So then he counts again, but he counts to 120, and I think that was a mistake, because he kind of does this, like, weird rhythmic thing where he's just an offbeat, and he's just kind of like...
I think he's...
105.
I think he says something about it, like, that's to make sure you had the extra time to hide, you dumbass. Or, I'm pretty sure he says something like that, but I might be wrong.
He says dumbass?
I think so. The 70s were a different time.
Not in that way, though.
Call kids dumbass, you get hit them, you get hit women.
This is a fantastic song in terms of the album, at least.
Yeah, totally.
It's catchy as hell, dude. The first time I was listening to this, I was on my way home, my commute from the park. After recording the last podcast, and he was like, at one point he's like, count on your fingers now, and I did, and I went like, I like counted it or whatever, and I almost got in an accident.
Nice.
Just kidding, but like the thrill was there.
It's very catchy. This one though is more of like, it exists in like a song like the 3 song, 3 is a magic number. That's like a song. This one is like a story.
3 is a magic number is something with slightly tweaked lyrics. I could totally see like Paul McCartney writing a song.
It's just a song. Yeah, but this one is more like a story. And for that, honestly, that kind of takes away from it for me because I don't like songs like that as much. This one is really enhanced with the video. With the video, it's fucking perfect, especially the kid.
The dumbass kid.
Amazing.
Hi, dude. I fucking hate that kid.
What would you rate it?
In terms of I think this is not a rare case, but where it's exceptionally good in terms of the album, but not good at all in terms of real life. So in terms of the album, I would probably give it a 9, but overall,
yeah,
probably a 5. Which I know I'm just like naming the numbers, but fuck, dude.
No. Honestly, dude.
Fits.
Honestly, I agree with you. And I don't know what happened there. You're just gonna act like that didn't happen. In the context of the album, it is fantastic. It's wonderful. It's very catchy. It's very fun. It's great. It's
magic number.
It's
almost.
exactly what you think of when you think of fucking Schoolhouse Rock. But in the context of like a song, if that shit came on the radio, I'd be like, what the fuck? So yeah, I agree. So I'll say for the OGs, I'll say a 2-3 in the album. In the real world, a 1-2. It's not that bad. Like it's still kind of like it's it's boppy, but it's just
bop-ish.
It's bop-ish. Perfect. My Hero Zero
is My Hero Zero. You know what I don't like about this song?
What's that?
I think there might be one other one, but it doesn't talk about multiplication at all. Technically.
I think you're right. Yeah. I guess it's because Zero's kind of a weird case.
Dude, but that'd be perfect, because then it's weird. You can make a weird avant-garde song. Fucking.
Yeah, the kids would eat that shit up. They would fucking cry.
No, but you could make a song where it's just like...
Yeah.
The punchline or whatever is just that every time it's 0.
Yeah, but it's a song. But it's a song about like how
it's kind of about multiplying by 10.
It's an important concept, though.
Is it like I always hear like in math like people talking about like how important 0 is, but it's like like they're numbers, dude. They're all important.
Yeah, I don't think
people
0 is any more important than other numbers.
Do kids think that 0 is like? Who cares?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. I got a message from one of my matches on Tinder. Anyway, here's the funny thing is that in the beginning, it starts with like Bob Duro talking to this girl, and she's like shitting on 0. She's like, what's the big deal about 0 anyway? What's so cool about it?
Which is funny on 2 levels because
it insinuates that
who the fuck talks about 0?
Yeah, insinuates that there's this world where there are people who are like, 0 is so badass, like it's the best number hands down. Well, I guess we were just making a top 10 list about fucking numbers, but anyway.
And then 2, like who the fuck
who hates 0 that much?
Who has opinions on numbers that?
It's funny because who fucking gives a shit? She's like, who cares about fucking 0? And it's funny because in the video,
no one.
There's like this. There's
the
like
answer's
this.
No one.
This superhero who represents 0, and he like lands.
Kid.
Yeah, and he lands, which is funny, because they're both blonde white kids, but he lands right next to her, and she turns around and she goes, who gives a shit about Zero? And she's like, fuck this guy. She like spits on him. No, but
kicks him in the balls.
and it's also funny because it's like it's My Hero Zero. She just sent me like 3 in a row. Jesus, 4 in a row. Or she might want to kill me.
What's the difference?
True. Anyway, but it's funny because he's talking about like who can be heroes, and he mentions like a bunch of different men in the very last thing. But he's pretty like specifically says like men, and then at the end, the very last thing he mentions that can be a hero is a dog. And I'm like, damn,
the
Bob
70s
Duro,
were a different time.
you
right?
cannot say a fucking nurse or like your mom is a hero. That's too controversial for.
Listen, if
fucking...
anyone out there is listening and thinks their mom's a hero, you're absolutely fucking right, dude. Your mom's a goddamn hero.
You're right, yeah. Anyway, the song itself, I think it's catchy. But it's like heavy on the educational, this one is. And it's also like much better with the video because it's got kind of, not necessarily a story, but there's more going on. Like there's characters, you know.
So the problem with this song is that it kind of goes for more of a folk kind of style.
Yeah, like maybe like a Mamas and the Papas kind of groove.
And the thing about
I
folk,
love that personally.
And the thing about folk though is that it thrives on the lyrics. And the lyrics aren't anything spectacular. Now, in the context of educational songs, they're pretty good. But the real world isn't educational.
This song also does a couple weird things where they extend. I feel like the lyrics were written first because the music like extends specifically for the lyrics, and it works because it's like still written well, but it just sounds like you notice it. It's like, what was that?
Yeah, I agree. In the context of the album, I'd probably give it a 7. In the real world, it's not as bad as like the other. Well, yeah, it is. It's like.
You think so?
It's like a 5.
Okay. I'll respect that. For the OGs, I'll give it a 2-3 in the context of the album. In the context of the music itself, probably like a 1-2. So that's what is that? That's a 2 and a 4 for those of you.
Yeah.
Sorry, a 4 and a 2 respectively for
piss babies out there.
Yeah.
Our piss baby section of the audience.
The piss baby section. We should want merch idea. It's a shirt that says "I'm in the piss baby section."
It just says "I'm a piss baby."
Okay, so next is I Got 6. So this is the first song on the album sung by the boy Grady Tate.
It's also, more importantly, arguably, the first album.
In the right
song in the right slot.
In the right order, yeah. So 2 very important distinctions. Grady Tate is fucking awesome.
I prefer Bob Duro.
I do too, but I still think
Grady
he's
Tate,
fucking awesome.
Grady Tate's still my boy.
He's got a soul voice, and this is a soul song. Honestly, I Got 6.
I guess it is.
It's like
soul.
flavored,
I would call it more
flavored.
funk, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't know the difference.
I would call it soul, but I would not like argue with your.
It's pretty out there. Look at the sunset.
Yeah, it's fucking gorgeous, dude. I love it when the sky's that color. It's like salmon, I think, but I don't trust my word.
It's like salmon.
It's like salmon.
I like salmon.
I
actually don't like salmon, like the real thing, the fish.
But
this song, the first thing I want to mention is the dinner scene.
The best part of the song.
Absolutely, probably the best part of the album.
So like Grady Tate, I wouldn't say the album. I like the 3 song too much, but so like this whole he kind of like Grady Tate sings, but he also kind of like talks, but it's in a really pleasing way. Like it's still kind of rhythmic and yeah. So go ahead, I'll let you.
So he says I don't remember the exact words, but he's saying there's 9 hungry men with $6 each. That's $54. And they're all fucking starving, and they're gonna die if they don't get food.
Yeah.
And then they go downtown, and everyone's like, "Dude, get the dudes."
All you have
dudes.
$6 each, and you're trying to eat downtown. What do you think this is? Fucking
McDonald's, dude?
What? Yeah, exactly.
Like, fuck,
dumbass. Dude. Mitchell's Steakhouse is not gonna accept your fucking 5-inch crinkly ass. Get the fuck out of here.
And then he says, he says poor boys, and then he's like,
yeah.
But there's also 6 hungry men with $9, which is still $54 fucking dollars.
But there's 6 of them. They have 9, so they went downtown, and everybody was like, "What's up? What's up, big money?
You just entered the first class.
What is up, big money? Let me get you a seat. Hey, you don't mind slinging me a tip, D? I see you're not exactly lacking in the pockets there."
Which is funny because $9 each. Could you imagine having $9 to your name and being like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go treat myself.
Just me and 5 of my closest friends only have $9 to our name, and we go downtown and everybody's like, "What's up? Please eat in my restaurant." Yeah, it's just silly. But you know what? In the 70s, I feel like
You could get away with that.
Absolutely, because stuff was more expensive.
You can't get away with that.
I mean, less expensive, rather.
You can't get away with that now. If you tried that, they would probably
Yeah,
arrest
now
you.
both groups of men are like...
You'd probably be arrested.
Yeah, just for being poor.
Yeah, poor people aren't allowed in...
Not in the U.S.
Not in this America. Not in my America.
Anyway, the
go
horns are really good. The music is really good. Grady Tate's voice is really good. The backup singers...
Not really good.
I don't like them as much. They do this thing where they go... And it's like fucking... Or you could just sing it.
No, that's not a possibility, actually.
But what would you rate it, bud?
Context of the album, this is definitely one of the better ones.
Yep.
Probably either an 8 or 9. In the context of the album, probably a 9. In the context of the real world, I would say a 7. I still think the jazziness and the horns really carry it.
See,
and the dinner scene.
Honestly, I agree. Like, my rating system is different, but yeah, in the context of the album...
Did you just say context?
Context, I might have, I didn't mean to.
I think you did.
In the context of the album, I think that was just my, like, Valley Girl coming out. In the context...
Can you hurry up?
Album. In the context of the album, it's pretty good. It's up there. It's definitely like a 4, a Piss Baby 4. In the context of real songs, it's like a Piss Baby 3. It's still pretty good, I think. I still enjoy listening to it. So
you must
number
put
7 is Lucky 7 Samson.
It is. Hold on, I need to find out exactly where it is.
You're telling me to hurry up.
Fuck you! Well, he says at some point, you got 28 days, that's a 1 month more, to pay the mortgage on your store. Don't worry, something will turn up.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fucking funny, dude. Like,
he says it, like, really, like, sarcastic. Like, obviously, it's not going to get better for you. It's funny.
It's funny because it's in the context of a kid's song. Like, dude, kids don't know what a
kids are
mortgage
gonna be like,
is.
what the
Or a
fuck are you
store.
talking about?
Don't know what a
Really?
store is.
Yeah, honestly. Or, like, a rabbit. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so Lucky 7 Samson is, like, a rabbit with a star over one of his eyes.
You're really lucky.
And he references...
Is he on the album cover?
No. Yeah, he is. Yeah, and he references being born under the lucky star, and he points at his eye. It's sung by Bob Duro again.
My boy.
This one's pretty good, I think. What do you think?
I like the idea of just this guy that's just like really lucky, and he's just talking about like his life's easy.
Giving other people advice like he's ever had a fucking problem. Fuck you, Lucky 7 Samson. Actually, I hate this song.
Well, I hate Samson. This song is just about him.
Well, he's singing it, so I have to hate it.
He is not singing it. Bob Duro's singing it, and you can separate the two in your mind if you really try.
It's true.
It's going to take some time to realign. You know that?
What do you line? Fuck. Rate it. Why did I say line? Damn it.
Because I said realign.
Yeah, I hate that.
I rate it, in the context of the album, probably a 7. In the context of the real world, probably a 5. Maybe a 6.
I'm gonna give it a fart out of poop. Psych, dude, I love this song. This song's badass. In the context of the album, I'll give it an OG 2-3. It's good. In the context of real songs, like an OG 1-2. No, I give it an OG 2. I still think it's like a decent enough song.
You think so?
Especially if it's just on and you don't really listen to it. It's swanky, catchy, little folky little song.
If it's on and you don't listen to it, it's a really good song. I know what you meant, but it was fucking funny.
You dick! Okay, so this is like...
Number 8.
This is... This is it, baby. This is the universe
This is
realigning
the
itself.
crux
This is our second
of the
chance.
universe.
This is our second chance to get this right. And I'm not going to explain any of that, because if you know, you know.
But if you're a little piss baby, you know. And that's true.
It's polarizing for us. Personally, okay, so it's the number 8 song. It's sung by Blossom Dearie. I think this is Blossom Dearie's only song on this album.
I think it is.
Blossom Dearie has a very high voice. And it's very unique.
Not only is it high, it's a little raspy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, not high as in like a little, it's almost like a cross between like a little girl and an old woman.
That is exactly what it sounds
So
like.
you would expect it to come from like an animated dog or something.
And it does. That's who Blossom Dearie really is. She's an animated
She's
dog.
a dog. That's why her name. You ever
She's
heard
a
of
hero.
A human being
She's
named
a hero.
fucking Blossom? Yeah, Blossom Dearie is the dog from the Zero song.
It's all full circle, baby.
But anyway.
I don't like this song.
Yeah.
It's really boring. It's just she just sing. I don't like her voice. It's fine. I can listen to stuff with her voice or whatever, but it's not like a plus for me. And then it's just the same melody over and over again. And then there's one melody that's like really good, where it's like where she says like two.
It's a
That's
circle
two
that
circles.
turns round upon itself.
Yeah,
that
that's
part
what
is
it is.
awesome.
That's a cool little melody.
cool as
Too bad
shit.
the rest of the song is just do 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 do.
Okay. Well,
But-
do you have more to say? Because I will.
Just boring.
You know what? I respect that. Personally, I think the song is fucking cool as shit. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to leave pretty soon.
Tyler, if you think this is dark,
How dark do they let him
I don't
get
know.
for
That
a
guy's still here.
We'll use him. As soon as he leaves, we'll get out.
I
What
don't
if he's the
think
guy
he
that closes the gate? That would suck. He's like, can you fucking leave? Anyway. Okay, by like 8:30, we'll get out of here. Hopefully we'll be done. If we fucking continue... Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I think it's really catchy. It is very slow. It's a very slow burn, but I don't know. I just kind of like it. I think it's really dissonant. I think it's cool sounding. Personally, I wouldn't say I love Blossom Deary's voice, but I like it. And then there's like, yeah, it goes into like a part that's a little faster.
That part is better,
Yeah, that part's cool.
but I'm still not a big fan of it.
Okay, ratings.
In the in the context of the album, probably like a 5, and in real life, probably a 0. I'll give it a 1.
Yikes! Wonder what that was.
Those were fireworks.
September.
Wake me up. Fuck, I love that song. They played that at the thrift store when I went to get my paycheck, and it made me happy. And then they played Getting Better by the Beatles, dude. They're fucking making the music good now that I'm gone.
It's funny.
It's a fucking ploy to get me to come back, and it's not gonna work. You hear that? It's not gonna work.
In the context of the album, I'm gonna give it an OG.
Fuck, I missed it.
What?
It was 155, 55, 55, and I almost missed it.
Oh, that's fine. In the context of the album, I give it a OG 2-3. In the context of music, I honestly give it an OG 2. I honestly like this song a lot, but I can see why you wouldn't like it, and I respect that. But I like it a lot personally.
Well, I respect that as well, although I do not understand it.
Go ahead. Naughty number 9.
Number 9.
This one is also by Grady Tate. I think this is the last one sung by Grady Tate.
Yeah, Bob Duro really,
Yeah.
he was a dictator.
Well, he also wrote the whole thing. So
He was a dictator,
I guess,
if I'm being
yeah.
honest.
I guess, yeah.
Which is okay.
This one's
Unless
good.
he's fascist.
This
as we
one's
stated
good.
earlier.
Yeah, we don't fuck with fascists. This one's good. I like it. Go ahead.
This one is good. However, in the context of educational songs, in my mind at least, the slower stuff does not work as well as the more upbeat stuff.
Yeah, because this is like catchy, but in a different way. Like, I think out of all the songs on the album, even the ones that I like better than this one deserves the most to be like a real song. Because you could make something badass with this. Because like it's this really groovy, really dark big band
It's like
song.
this really like sultry.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like,
Totally.
Arrangement.
Totally.
It's got these like really dense chords. Oh, it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
And then, but he's talking about like number 9.
Fucking
It's called Naughty
multiplying by
Number 9.
Yeah, it's honestly got kind of a sultry undertones to it too, which is
It's actually
weird.
about sex. He had a train ran on him.
Yeah, he fucked the number 9. He had sex with the number 9. Grady Tate did, and then he said, "Well, Bob, I'd like to help you with that multiplication album you're working on." Rating.
Isn't there a part in this one where he's talking about like someone has like 9 daughters or something like that?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Good luck, son," or something like that.
Yeah, it's
That
pretty
part's funny. Rating in the album, I'd probably give it either an 8 or a 9. Probably 9, just because of that.
Here, I'll let you hold this.
And in the context of the real world, probably either 6 or 7. Probably a 7.
I'd say in the album, yeah, I'll give it a Piss Baby like 4 or 5, probably. In real life, a Piss Baby 2 or 3.
Sounds good.
Number 10, The Good.
They ruined it. Which you know what they should have maybe done?
Well, because the 0 song was the 10 song.
They could have put 0 and 10. Dude, they shot themselves in the foot.
They
Why
could've
didn't
had
they
the 0
just
song
have?
twice.
Why didn't they? Why didn't they just write a song about 1 and then they could have done
A song about
0
10.
for 10 or a song for about 10 and then have 0 be the last song? Dude,
well,
I'm
we'll
gonna
never
write
know.
a strongly worded letter to Bob
ABC.
Duro. Nope, Bob Duro.
Bob Duro himself, and he'll be like,
I think he's dead.
I don't know.
He was old in the 70s.
This song is fucking awesome. Holy shit. This song is amazing. It's like very close to 3. If 3 wasn't the day I was born, this might be my favorite. That's how dumb it is. But honestly, I fucking love this song. It's very catchy. The first half of the song isn't even about multiplication.
Which, if I'm being honest,
is the best part.
Throughout the entire album,
Absolutely.
the parts where it's like not about multiplication at all,
Absolutely.
best parts.
Absolutely. I will 100% absolutely agree with that.
And I'm not as crazy about this song as he is, as this idiot, this little dummy is. But I will admit, it's certainly a catchy little tune, and it's very good.
The lyrics are like, so he says,
some people wake up at 7.
yeah, some people wake up at 7. Other people, I bet, 8:45 to 9. And then he says, but me, I'm always good staying here till 11.
Yeah.
Because 11's always been a friend of mine. I'm like, that's so fucking funny.
It's so cheesy.
That is so,
yeah. It's kind of heartwarming.
Exactly. Yeah, this song just makes me feel good.
I like it. But again, I'm just not as crazy about it as you are.
Yeah. Ratings.
In terms of the album, I'd probably give it an 11. I'd probably give it an 8. In the real world, I'd probably give it an 11. Just kidding, 0. Just kidding again. Probably 7.
You're really keeping me on my toes here.
You never know what's coming next.
Yeah, I honestly... Okay, so Piss Baby 5, Real World
3.
Yeah. No, I would say Real World 4. This song is on my playlist, honestly. Like, my big boy playlist. I made it. I love this song and 3 songs. So actually, maybe 5 both. Yeah, honestly, I'll give it 5 both. When you come back from the doctor and the doctor says you're sterile but your wife's pregnant. I ruined it.
Let me try one. When you're at the pharmacy and the guy's like, you gotta wait 25 minutes, and you're like, it's right there, and he's like, you gotta wait, and he's like, I can see it. Why do I need to walk around? And he's like, you have it, right? He's like, yeah, it's right here. Like, so what do I need to wait on? And he's like, there are other people in line. And he's like, well, I'm the only one here. Where the fuck are they? And he's like, they're walking around. Fuck, I'm missing him again!
I got one. Ready? When you get out of college and you have 0 job experience, but all the jobs require 10 years experience.
12 little Indian boys. Just kidding.
Keep talking.
Nice.
Whoa! Yikes.
It's actually called 10 Little Indians. Fuck, dude, that song, I kind of hate that song. I actually really hate that song. Because the Beach Boys did it, and it makes me think that they're racist. Obviously,
we're like the Skeet Boys. Well, I mean...
Number 12, just kidding.
The last song on the album.
Not number 12, number 11.
11.
Little 12 Toes by Bob Duro. He makes a triumphant return with a little...
Well, he was in 11. So, like, what this song is...
It's about isn't it about, like, an alien coming to Earth, or is it just
Yeah, it's about an alien... I think it's, like, a hypothetical. About an alien that has...
6 fingers and 6 toes on each hand.
So instead of... So how we have 5, so we multiply...
So we use base 10.
They use base 12.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the whole idea of the song. And honestly, I think it's really catchy. It's really well done. There's this part where the alien, like, talks, and it's horrifying. It scared the dick off of me when I was a kid, but I also, like, appreciated it because it was art, but it also scared me.
The guitar work in this song...
Mwah, masterful.
...is on par with, like... I don't know... someone who plays guitar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anyone, but...
The bass line is really good, too.
Is it? I didn't listen to it. I was really focused on the guitar, because I was really into that, dude.
But the guitar was good, too. Yeah, absolutely.
There's, like, a guitar solo. It's really just, like, a little interlude break, but, like...
Yeah.
Freaking, it's good, dude. It's good. It's good.
And it's kind of like... I don't know, it almost has, like, a funky quality to it. It's not necessarily funky, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more, like white people
of a, well, it's a, fuck, it's got the same, like, vibe as the Story song. Because it's kind of like...
white people funky.
Yeah. There's another thing I'm looking... Well, it's kind of got, like, a Sly and the Family Stone thing, which they're very black. But they kind of, like, combined with, like, rock, I guess. I remember the first time I listened to this album was not crazy about this song, because it was just weird. But he says, like, I don't remember the exact context, but at some point he says, ad infinitum.
Ad infinitum.
Infinitum, that's the word.
Ad yada yada. Yeah, he uses, like, a couple different words for...
Like Latin.
Yeah, he uses a couple different words for, like, forever, and it's really cool.
And I say we need more of that in kids' songs, stuff that they don't understand.
Absolutely. This whole album is full of shit that... And that's why...
Hold on. Do you remember Dr. Snapple?
Yeah.
Dude, look at those. Look at those fucking things. This is Dr. Pebble and this is Snapple. And then this is Dr. Snapple. What the fuck?
Dr. Pebble. Wait, what is Dr. Oh, the fucking... Was that from Band?
Yeah, it's from Fulton.
Yeah.
Anyway. Lance.
Anyway.
Sorry, that was really important. Something really important distracted us.
No, you're right. That was... Yeah. I'm very happy you got that out.
What was you saying? What were you saying?
What was me saying?
Something about ad
Something
infinitum.
dumb, probably.
Ad infinitum.
This whole album is filled with stuff that kids kind of don't get, and I think that's part of the reason why I like it, because, you know, like, even as, like, an adult, you can still kind of appreciate it.
That's why I like Animaniacs so much.
Yeah, totally.
Which, by the way, I honestly think their songs were much better, but they were also less about education and more just about...
They're just kind of
having
songs.
a cool little song.
What do you think of the rating?
In the context of the album, probably an 8. In the context of the real life, probably a 7.
Yeah, I would say I'd give it a Piss Baby 4 album.
I like that you're consistent with saying that every time.
Like, I let the Piss Babies know.
It's for them.
And then I'll give it an OG, but the real world, I'll give it an OG, like, 1, 2. Well, no, maybe like an OG 2.
You just swapped them around. You said Piss Baby and you said OG. PB and OG.
Yeah, I gotta keep you on your toes, and I also gotta keep both parties happy.
Do you? Who cares about the Piss Babies?
In reality, there's 0 parties because nobody listens.
I listen.
Me too. When I'm young, we're editing.
Which one's a Piss Baby?
Really?
Which one's an OG?
I think we're both.
Both.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was Multiplication Rock.
It sure was.
What?
Overall, fuck, you put your window up a little bit. My window up. I would give it...
You did that, Chief.
In the context of the album, I'm going to rate the album. Just kidding. That's not a thing that happens. What I'm going to start doing, I'm going to change my album rating system a little bit out from the normal 10. And the reason why is I'm going to make it out of 15.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I think there's a word for it. It's like hexadecimal or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Where basically what it means is like the difference between a 3 and a 4 is much bigger than the difference between a 12 and 13.
So it's like how, it's kind of how mine works. Because like, yeah, so like the difference between, when my rating system is 1, 2, 3, the difference between a 1 and a 2 is much different than the difference between a 1 and 2 when you're in a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
But it's like, the reason I'm doing it is because most of the albums we're going to listen to, I'm going to like a decent amount.
Like what I was saying, yeah.
It's
totally.
going to allow more flexibility in the scores. So,
okay.
For example,
thanks for letting us know, David.
Ram would still be a 15 out of 15. I guess that's not very helpful.
Wait, it's out of 15 now?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Did you not hear me?
I missed that part.
Yeah, it's out of 15 because that way it's
okay.
It's easier for me to categorize the stuff I like, because there's a lot of stuff I like that
is good, but you don't necessarily
could not give it more than like an 8.
Yeah,
That doesn't feel right. You know?
Yeah.
So for this album, I certainly liked it more than I did last time. Meaning the first time I listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna give it an 11 out of 15. So
is that in the context? Okay, so now are we still doing the real world?
I'm doing the real world. This is just the real world. If I was gonna, because
interesting,
you can't do context of the album for the album.
For the album itself, yeah. I was thinking like maybe like in context of educational music, but that's just kind of reaching at that point. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, I think overall it's a decent album. For example, and I'm gonna bring it back to the Beatles because I have to.
Ty's taking a sip.
I would give the Beatles' debut album, Please Please Me, a 12. So, this...
Spoilers.
When we get down to it, which we will. Pretty soon, I hope.
You should censor that so that people don't know.
Okay, fuck you, fine.
Yeah.
I would give... What was the last album we did? The Ween one?
Yes.
I would give God Ween Satan a 14 out of 15.
Okay.
Again, that's not very helpful, but I just feel the need to say it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I kind of see what you're saying.
Basically meaning, like, Ram to me is an echelon up above God Ween Satan.
So what about Chicago 9?
I would give Chicago 9 probably a 12 or a 13. I'd have to listen to it again. It'd be up there.
That makes sense. So, and you said 11 for this one?
Yes.
So it's like good, but you're not like...
I'm not like...
got points against it.
I don't think I'm ever going to listen to it again, like on its own.
Yeah, totally.
But if I did decide to do that, I would enjoy it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like... it's not something. When you go to listen to it again, you have to seek it out. Like,
You have
it's
to be in a
never.
mindset.
Yeah, it's never like, because like with other albums, like you can kind of shuffle through them and be like, oh, I'll throw this on. Like you're never like shuffling through albums and being like, oh, I'll listen to fucking Schoolhouse Rock. Like it's always like, oh, Schoolhouse Rock, that memory that I have that's kind of buried. Let me go see if I can find that. But if you've never heard it, or if you have heard it and you haven't heard it in a while, take another listen. It's I think. Oh, I guess I should give my rating.
It's worth a listen, but we need to hear your rating. And I don't. Were you doing the 1, 2, 3 for the albums as well? I honestly go do what you want, but for the albums, I think you should do at least a 1 through 10, or at the very least a 1 through 5. I think albums deserve it.
I guess,
songs,
that makes
dude.
sense. That
Songs
makes
don't
sense.
matter.
I'm not gonna go through all the other albums though because I don't remember my ratings for them. Sorry,
I don't want you to do that.
Lo siento. But okay, so out of 10, no, I'll do 5. But I'm still gonna say Piss Baby. Piss Baby 4. Yeah, a Piss Baby 4. It's very good. It's got some points against it, and also, yeah, it's a fucking educational. It can only really be so good, to be
You can only go
honest.
so far.
But this, I will say though, or maybe I will still give it a Piss Baby 5, just because it's very close to my heart. It is.
It's
and
a personal
I can,
5.
yeah, and I can admit that it's not perfect, and I'm not gonna act like it is. I don't think it's like the most amazing musical thing that's ever been created, but I do think that it has a little bit more merit than I think you would initially think, you know.
I think every person. You need a new muffler, my guy.
Yeah, dude. Maybe just a new truck.
Maybe just.
If you pull over and he's like, "What did you say, motherfucker?"
I would ask him to join the
What is
podcast.
his voice? Would you like to? Have you ever heard Multiplication Rock? And he's like, "Yeah, it's my favorite album. I'm actually listening to it right now."
You just hear fucking 3
Yeah,
is a magic number. What was I saying? Oh, I think everyone has and should have a personal like 5 out of 5.
Totally.
For me, it might be Ram. I still think Ram is like legitimately like a fantastic album that deserves at least like a 13 out of 15 kind of thing for most people in my mind.
Sure.
But personally, it's easily like a 15 out of 15 kind of thing. So I see what you're saying. I agree with it. I dig it, man. I dig it.
I think it's good. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But it's also not necessarily trying to be. And I think that's another thing that makes me like it is the integrity of it. Because it's weird as fuck, but they also like it is completely. This is gonna sound like weird and dumb, but it is exactly what it's trying to be. Yeah, I just appreciate that about it.
It doesn't try to be what it can't do.
Yeah.
There's no ambition there that it can't realistically achieve.
I honestly think if you, like I was saying, if you have heard this or you haven't, I think you should check it out. Fucking give it another listen. And well, that was our episode of Ram after a
You said Ram.
jam. They rhyme. It's tough. I'm sorry. That was our episode
Oh,
of Jam.
we can do
after,
Ram Jam. Fucking whoa, Black Betty, bam, lamb, whoa,
Oh.
Black Betty. That's Ram Jam.
I did not know that.
That's actually that inspired this podcast. We listened to that song. We should do that.
Yeah. And then we made a podcast for some reason. So David, what is your album recommendation?
So
I
my
almost
album
forgot.
recommendation.
I'll be honest, I almost forgot. I was almost like, well, I was almost gonna plug my shit, and then I was like, wait,
You gonna let me say my album? Or?
hey, what is it?
So I figure, and you kind of told me as we were listening to this, it is a very nostalgic thing for you. It's a very important thing to your childhood.
Uh-oh.
So for my childhood,
I'm excited.
I was actually not into music like at all, which is weird because if you know me, you know I'm
Yeah, it's very
really into
strange
music.
to hear come out. I never thought those words would come out of David's mouth.
Yeah, so
Ever.
this is kind of the first album that I ever really latched onto, and it's not the album you think it is.
I don't know what. I don't have anything. My brain is empty.
So nowadays my favorite band is the Beatles, but the first band that was ever my favorite was
it pop
Green
punk
Day.
band?
It sure was.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, kind of. Technically, Green Day wasn't trying to make pop punk. They
they
just
were a
kind
poop
of
punk band.
Yeah, they were poop punk. Fucking Ryzik, well, I'll bleep his name, but some guy would always talk about how Green Day was a punk band, and all these other pop punk bands like tried to copy them because Green Day was just like really good and like made it catchy,
They're the OGs.
and they were like mad because they didn't like being called pop punk. but they definitely are, or at least were. The album specifically is Dookie, released in, I think, 1994.
They named it after me.
They named it after poop, actually.
No. Well.
You're not poop. That's why it's called Poop
Thanks
Punk.
for killing the joke.
That's why it's called
That's
Poop
why it's
Punk.
called Poop Punk.
Idiot.
Because it's Dookie. That's good.
It's a fantastic album. I think you actually will like it a lot. I know the term pop punk kind of scares you a little bit.
Okay.
You're apprehensive, I'll say. It seems that way, I guess.
Yeah, okay, I will concede that it definitely, or at least in the past, it definitely seemed that way. I have kind of come around, but pop punk is still that thing that, like, you know how, like, I feel like everybody, for you it's probably soul, David, or like if you listen to like 5 songs in a row, after a while they just all blend together, like regardless of who's singing it, what it's about, what they do, it just all kind of sounds the same.
It might be soul. I think it...
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
That's how pop punk is for me.
So, I think... Well, first off, it's funny because in this album there's a song called When I Come Around, and you said you came around. That's why I was laughing.
When I come around.
That's such a good song. So, I think...
You gotta wrap it up.
For I think you will enjoy it. It's a lot catchier than a lot of pop punk you probably listen to.
I'll go into it with an open mind. I definitely don't. I think I definitely did. At least, like, between, like, David and I and our friend group, like, I think I definitely had this air of not liking pop punk when we were younger. And by younger, I mean, like, a year ago. But, like, and I feel like a lot of that was also tied to the fact that, like, there were some very choice people in my life who annoyed the fuck out of me that really liked pop punk. And the way my brain... I don't know if it still works this way, but the way it worked when I was younger was, like, if I didn't like somebody... I would also dislike the things they did, even if, like, the things they did were objectively good.
That's admirable.
Really?
No.
I think it's dumb as fuck.
It's dumb as fuck.
Because I didn't like Parmesan on pizza because there was this one person who loved it, and I did not like them, and they loved it, and so I was like, I don't like it. And then I tried it, and I was like, this is fucking delicious.
Exactly. You liked God, We, and Satan, the Oneness, which had a lot of punk, like, songs on it.
Yeah, honestly, like, and I don't know if you've noticed, David, but I've kind of started writing music like that.
No.
Wow.
Now you have. The point is, Dookie, Green Day. Give it a listen.
Dookie, I'm excited. Yeah, listen along with us. I don't remember if I put the playlist for the top 10.
You do.
In this for next week in this one.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So the top 10 list will be down there, and the link to Dookie will be down there, and then also.
Everything will be in there. The link to Schoolhouse Rock and Dookie, and then this week's top 10, and not next week, but next fortnight's top 10.
I'm also, I don't know if we mentioned that, but we're not going to be uploading every Monday anymore. Probably 2 times a month. Boo-hoo. Fuck, I had one more thing to say, and I forgot what it was.
Plug your merch.
Oh, yeah, I was going to plug my music and shit. So, this is my channel, Tyler's, and this is my buddy David.
I'm David.
David and I write music together with a band called Unprepared that we are still kind of in the planning stages of. I have music on my channel. I also have some other stupid shit that you can watch. So, I'll put links to that in the description. I don't know if David watches any of my shit, but he probably hates it, so I won't ask him for a testimonial. But
it's okay.
No,
it's certainly better than the podcast, let me tell you.
But thank you for listening. Thank you
so much.
Just thank you. Yes, thank you.
Just thank you so much.
Have a good
Thanksgiving's
night.
coming up in a couple months. So not coming up at all, but...
Well, relatively speaking, in terms of the episodes, Thanksgiving is, like, almost here, baby.
We'll make a special Halloween episode and a special Thanksgiving episode.
We could
probably
do
a special Christmas episode, too, dude.
Actually, we could do a Halloween episode where we listen to, like, a Halloween album.
Thriller. It's not a Halloween album.
But you know what I mean.
See you tonight.
We should do that. See ya. Love you. Oops.